Good afternoon and good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Welcome to this Orators in the Cloud online meeting, here in this strangely colourful void. My name is Phil, and I'm at your Sergeant at Arms for today's session. My wife and I have very different approaches when it comes to taking a walk. We both enjoy being outdoors, and having moved to Ireland last year, we were lucky enough that even with our new 5-kilometre virtual boundary, we can access beaches, forests and hills. Where we differ is in our approach to pathways. I suspect Rebecca, much like a cat faced with a closed door, has never seen a side path, passageway, or fork in the road that she wasn't bursting to explore. I am more structured. Once we have a route planned, I don't tend to deviate. If we prove anything together, is that there's room in life for both. The only real mistake would be to never set out at all. In this world where even lockdown events are now so continuous, so fast and often so far out of our control, I think it's great that there are organisations like Toastmasters that remind and encourage us to put some time aside, to focus, to find new pathways in our endeavour to better ourselves, and perhaps most importantly, to help others do the same. That's why we're here today. I have just a few ground rules for our meeting today. Please try to stay muted whilst others are speaking. Please do turn on your camera. Refrain, as ever, from table topics such as sex, religion and politics. And finally, please remember to focus on the meeting and not on Twitter or the myriad other distractions your computer is sure to offer up over the next hour or so. With that said, please welcome our presiding officer for today, Toastmaster Shreya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Phil, for that beautiful introduction and start to our meeting today. Can you guys hear me? All right. Challenges are what make life interesting, and overcoming them is what gives it meaning. Good morning to all of you joining from Dublin here today, and a very good evening to all the people from India who are in this meeting. I give this quote because there are two things here that we try to follow at Orators in the Cloud. First one is say yes. I know that this is a rather controversial statement and it's difficult to say it, do it all the time, but this is something, as I said, we try to follow. We try to say yes to the roles and to the different opportunities that come to us. And the second one, always challenge yourself. We try to do this time and again through the different be the roles, responsibilities, or the through the meetings that we have here every week. I know that this is something that is reiterated quite often in our Toastmaster meetings, but I thought, this is what we should start with today, as I'm very excited to announce that we have a lot of new members joining our club recently. A great welcome to all of you here. You all know who you are, and we are very excited and happy to have you join our Toastmasters family. And let's hope to have this continued collective growth. Before we get on to the agenda of the meeting, I thought I could maybe give a shout out to the guests who have joined us today. I see Ajay, who is here. Ajay is our area director, and he has introduced himself quite a few number of times here, but since we have some new folks, would you like to give it a try, Ajay?
Sure. Thank you, Shreya. I tend to feel that I'm no longer a guest here, but maybe I'll introduce myself just for the guys who haven't met me before. The name is Ajay. I joined Toastmasters almost 3 years back. I'm currently working at Cisco, and I'm the current area director for G2. I'm proud to be part of this meeting here today and look forward to a very engaging session.
Thank you so much, Ajay. It's always a pleasure to have you. I also see someone named M. I'm not sure if that is a guest or is that a member, but Mr. M, whoever you are, Mr.
Hi, Shreya. This is Madhu here from ANZ Bangalore Ecoworld Toastmasters Club.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the poster that there's going to be a pathway session today, so I just joined in to see how it goes. So, for others who don't know me, I'm Toastmaster from last 2.5 years, and I'm a member of ANZ Bangalore Ecoworld Toastmasters Club. I'm here to have fun and learn. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, great to have you, Madhusudan. You've been here before and you're always welcome. We also have Rohit Saluja, but I think I will, he will have his own introduction in a while. So I'd say that we will give it some time before we introduce him, if you don't mind, Rohit.
I'm trying to understand. If I say I mind, what are you going to do?
Then you can go ahead and
I don't
introduce
mind. I don't
yourself
mind.
to
I'm
the
just
club
kidding.
right now.
I don't mind at all. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I think now that we've introduced our guests, we can get on to the agenda of the meeting. Today is a very interesting meeting. It's going to be an educational session on pathways. This session is going to be delivered to us by someone very near and dear to us. He was that is Rohit Saluja. He was the previous director of our club when it was in our, infancy stages, when we were just a baby. So it's always great to have him here. Now, Rohit, would you like to give yourself a minute or two of introducing yourself?
Sure. Thank you so much, Shreya. Did I really startle you by saying that I mind? I hope I didn't.
Of course not. No,
So
no.
I am Rohit. I am actually like Shreya was mentioning, I am the past division director, and I was the division director when Orators in the Cloud was chartered. And it was really a fun time seeing how the energy boomed in the entire club. And I still recall that one small instance where Abhijit had shown a before and after videos during the demo meeting of some of his old members. And just looking at those videos just made me realize and reflect upon how I felt, because I immediately after that went back to my phone, pulled out some old videos of my speeches that I had prepared, and I was just able to see the difference. And it just rekindled the entire spark in me that, yes, Toastmasters has given something to me. So,
Thank you.
Shreya, I don't know the agenda, I'm so sorry, but I
No,
will be
no.
coming back. Like she said, I'm a guru in pathways. So I'll be back to bore you with so much of Gyan with pathways. Thank you so much, Shreya.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Rohit. Will be the agenda. We'll have you back here shortly. All right. Like I said, the agenda, main part of the agenda is the pathways today, but that's not all. Of course, we have an enthralling session of table topics that will be delivered to us by our host of the evening, Arjun. Now I see that the red card has been flashing at me from quite a while. So without any further delays, let me hand it over to the man of the hour and the host of our evening, Arjun. Take it over, Arjun.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to ask you one thing. How many of you are cricket fans over here? How many of you follow cricket actively? Can I see a raise of hands? I think I do see one hand go up. I don't see many hands go up. So it's good because you guys should not be distracting yourself from today's meeting while the India versus Australia match is going on. It's a good thing. And for the guy who's actually concentrating well, let me see his hand. I think it's Basil, right? Yes. So I would like to reward you by saying that India is batting at 201 for 4. So good to give you a score update. With that being said, let's focus on the meeting. I'll be your toast. I'm not your TMOD today, but I will be running through the meeting and I will be handling the table topic session. I have a very fun session, so I'll still keep it under the wraps. Before that, I would like to call upon someone who is very essential for today's meeting. Although we do not have a prepared speech plan, we still have to ensure that we stick to our guidelines and we do well in this session, no matter what, no matter why, whether it is an educational session. So to help us improve, we have our general evaluator who will be evaluating us throughout the meeting and will present his comments at the end of the meeting. He'll also introduce the other evaluators from his team. With that, I would like to welcome Toastmaster Ram, our general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. My name is Ram. I'll be the general evaluator for the day. To go through today's meeting, I will still use the services and help from all of my team. Let me start by introducing Hind, who's going to be our AhCounter for the day. Will you step up, please? Toastmaster Hind, and introduce yourself and define your role.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ram. Good evening, Indians. Good afternoon, not afternoon, good morning, people from Dublin. It is so great to see an amazing mix of faces on this panel. My role today would be that of an AhCounter. As part of this role, I'd be looking for CRPF in anybody's speech, whoever speaks on the panel. Now, for those who don't know, CRPF stands for crutch words, repetitions, pauses, and fillers. Crutch words are any sound which are not part of English language, like whenever you pause like that, that's a crutch word. Repetition is, as explained by the word itself, repeating yourself. For example, that was a repetition. Pause is an uncomfortable pause within the sentence, which is not earned or which is not needed. And filler is our group of words which are used in between sentences without any necessity. For example, is a filler word. There are more like this. I'll tell you at the end what they are once you use them, and then maybe you can reflect better on them. With that, I'll hand it back to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ram. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I'll move on to the timekeeper of the day. Hillol, if you will please introduce yourself and explain your role, that'd be great.
Hi, this is Hillol. So I joined recently Toastmaster Club, and I wish I will learn a lot here and have a good time here. So my task today is timekeeper. I'm the timekeeper of the day, and I would show you the cards when your time is about to up. So for table topic speakers, when you cross 1 minute, I will turn my background as green. When it's 1.5 minutes, I will turn it as yellow. And when it's red, it means your 2 minutes is up. So try to keep yourself within these 2 minutes. And for other people, when your time is up, it's red. So that's what my task is. Over to Hind.
Thank you, but over to Ram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hillol and timer for the day. I'll now ask the grammarian to step up, introduce himself and his role. Toastmaster Sumedh, please.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. Please keep your applause going for the next 5 minutes as I speak. I'm just kidding. So my name is Sumedh, and I will be the grammarian for the day. And my job is basically threefold. One, to identify the incorrect use of grammar by fellow speakers today. I'll keep a note of it in my documents here, and I will report it at the end of the meet. The second part is the pros of being in this job. That means I get to identify the better usage of grammar, and I'll document that as well, and I'll point that out. Now, the third part is to introduce a word, a new word to the entire meet. And what I would want to do is, I would want to ask whether you have heard of this word before. I'm sure you have, but I just wanted to check whether you people pay attention to memes or GK, right? So have you ever heard of the word farrago? Have you ever heard Shashi Tharoor speak? That probably explains it. So this word farrago was used by Shashi Tharoor in one of his speeches, which no one actually understood. And I thought, let me, over the next 2 years of my Toastmasters journey, explain each and every word of what he was trying to say in that speech. So we'll start today with the word farrago. Farrago means a hodgepodge, a confused mixture. And the way you can use this is, that script is a farrago of meaningless dialogues, stuff which makes no sense. So please try keeping this in your lexicon and use it as frequently and appropriately as possible. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Ram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumedh. I hope my evaluation will not be a farrago of different elements. And I hope I'll be lucid and clear to be able to provide evaluations based on the help that I received from the team I mentioned, plus also of the overall meeting. With that, I'll hand it back to the table topics master and the speaker of the day, Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ram. Well, it's time for the most fun segment of Toastmasters, something which we all live for, which is table topic session. For today's table topic session, I've planned something for you guys. So it's gonna be an individual-based game where I'll be asking you a question, and you'll have to choose between the given options, and you have to speak about why you chose that option and how you would deal with that option. So basically, the game is Would You Rather. I will present you a situation. I'll ask you to pick between two situations. You have to pick the situation, and you have to explain why you did that, why you prefer this situation over the other one. And you also have to explain how you're going to deal with it. It can either be a superpower which is granted to you, or a weakness which is granted to you, or it can just be a tough life-making decision which won't affect you in a very negative way, but it'll be pretty tough to choose in between. You'll be going through a lot of farrago of emotions as to what made you choose what. So yes, it's going to be fun. With that being said, I would like somebody from the non-role takers to volunteer. If you guys don't volunteer, I'll just pick you guys up. So I'll give you 15 seconds. I need someone to raise a hand. Can someone please raise a hand from the non-role takers? Okay, I see one hand go up. I see Konrad go up. Konrad raise his hand. Konrad, would you like to select a number between 1 and 15?
7.
7. All right. So let me give you your situation here. Okay, Konrad. So would you rather be able to draw/paint anything in the world and be the best artist, or play any musical instrument that exists?
I think I will choose the second.
Yes.
Both are nice, but I'll choose the
Okay.
second, obviously.
Okay, so what made you choose that, and how would you like to?
Yeah, well, ever since I was young, I was interested in music, and when I was younger, I had a lot of free time to learn the instruments, and now I don't have that time. So if I had a superpower of just picking up any instrument and being able to play on it, especially like a drums or a piano, that would be awesome, because I already can play guitar. And the reason is, although painting is also very very fun way of expressing yourself, but music is just something that is very deep inside my very deep inside, and I think music and any instrument applicable to any situation can induce some emotions, a farrago of emotions. So yeah, being able to pick up not only a guitar, but expressing myself through any instrument would be a very good feat.
All right. So I must say that I just noticed the guitar when Konrad started speaking. So it was in his destiny to come across musical instruments. This shows how passionate a musician he is. Even without knowing, he picked up the very apt topic for himself, which is great. Moving on, I would like to ask someone else who would volunteer just like Konrad did. Toastmaster Konrad was pretty eager to volunteer. Who would like to go next?
Kavitha here. I would like to go next.
All right, Kavitha. So would you like to select a number between 1 and 15? Remind you, 7 is already over, so 7 has been taken.
I would like to select number 3.
Number 3? All right.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a pretty funny one. Would you rather be forced to eat your least favorite food forever, or be forced to do 150 push-ups before every meal of your choice? Shall I repeat?
Yeah.
Would you rather be forced to eat your least favorite food forever, or be forced to do 150 push-ups before every meal of your choice?
I would like to go with the least preferred meal to have, rather than going for 150 push-ups before getting any of my favorite meals. One of the examples is upma is my least favorite food, and that is the most favored food for my husband. So I have no other choices, and I have to go for it most of the time. And I cannot cook uh, 2 breakfast or 3 breakfast, including my kid, myself, and for me and my son, upma is the least favorite food. But since my husband liked it most, and that is the easiest way to cook for a quick breakfast, like noodles in 2 minutes, 2 or 5 minutes, I can go with upma. So I used to prefer that most of the time whenever it's getting late for me to send my husband for the work in the early morning. So if I get it very late, I used to go for upma, and I'll eat it without happy. Over to you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kavitha. Thank you, Toastmaster Kavitha. Nice to know your preference for food and all the factors that you you considered while making this tough decision. With that being said, can we have our next volunteer? Anybody from the non-role takers? We'll eventually move on to the role takers if time permits. So anyone else who wants to volunteer, please speak up.
I'll go, Arjun.
All right. Nice to see Toastmaster Akshaya volunteering. So Toastmaster Akshaya, would you like to select a number between 1 and 15, except 3 and 7?
5.
5. All right. Toastmaster Akshaya, would you rather be able to communicate with all animals of the earth, or control the weather once every day? So you have a choice between 2 natural powers. Either you can communicate with all the living beings, all the animals in the earth, or you can control the weather once every day.
Can we choose only one?
Yeah, you have to choose only one.
Okay.
That's
Hello.
the choice. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? I think my screen is frozen. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Akshaya is being smart and taking some time for herself to prepare for the answer. Tricks and trades of the game.
Okay, so I think we are also running short on time. Like we have a couple of minutes left before this table topic session ends. So I would like to ask someone directly from a non-role takers. Would let's say would Toastmaster Ajay like to volunteer for this? Toastmaster Ajay, can I have you for this?
Sure.
All right, Toastmaster Ajay, can you please select a number between 1 and 15? Let's have a
4 if it's not already taken.
Yeah, it's not taken. So I'll give you the 4th topic. Would you rather possess the power to alter the past at most once on a given day, or predict the future accurately within the same limits set for the former?
Okay.
Basically, you can do you can select one of these two and you can use that power once every day, at most once.
All right. The past is already the past. Really can't change the past. And I don't think I really want to do that either. And I really don't want to look at the past or go back into the past. What lies ahead is a big mystery. And wouldn't it be amazing if we can actually look into that mystery box and pick and choose what's going to happen the next day and then make changes on your current day to improve or change what's going to happen tomorrow? And that is the power that I've just been gifted. So every day in the morning, as soon as I wake up, I can just look into that mystery box and see what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen a week later, what's going to happen a month later. And I'll be able to make changes in my current day just so that I know the future will change for me. Isn't that just an amazing way to change the future and make future work for you? Because they always say you never know what happens in the future, but now there is an opportunity for me to change what's going to happen in the future. I really wish that this power had come to me earlier. I could have predicted that this whole COVID scenario would come into this world and make some changes to prevent it from happening. Back to you, Table Topic Master. We can't hear you.
Sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay. Now you have made me feel very serious about my future. I'm wondering what I'm going to eat next after the meeting. But a really enlightening speech. With that being said, I would like to ask Toastmaster Akshaya to give a try again. I feel very sorry that she missed out on. So Toastmaster Akshaya, would you like the same topic or would you like a new topic?
I think to be fair for everybody, I would like to, can we cancel topic 5 and I'll go for a new one.
For a new one?
Yeah.
Sure. We have no shortage of topics. Can you please select a number between 1 and 15?
1.
All right. Very nice. So the first topic. Would you rather find that everything you eat tastes salty or sweet?
Okay. So this comes at the time when I got dentures exactly 2 days ago because of my cavity. So at this point, I would like to pick out to eat something which is salty, but the sweet tooth which resides inside me would always pick sweet. It comes from the fact that I'm not sweet enough. So I would like to at least consume sweet to make myself more sweeter than what I can possibly be. So one thing which I have experienced across the ages is that, like, when I eat sweet during my day, I am 1,000 times more active and happier than what I consume salt. So if I eat something salty, I just the saltness or the bitterness, to be honest, it causes bitter feelings in me, and I keep thinking about the food the entire day, and I keep hating the person who served the food to me. And this is what exactly happens when I eat salty food. But on the other hand, if I consume something which is extra sweet, I get more love for the person that served food for me. And I remember this food by that extra sweetness which was present in it. So since sweet is all about giving me positive emotions, and it pushes me to be more active and more happier about the entire day and about the people with whom I share the food with, I would prefer to eat sweet for the rest of my life, given that it is not going to cause me any diabetes or any kind of medical conditions. Given that God can also grant me this other blessing, I would like to turn everything into sweet and make this world the sweetest place to be in. Thank you.
Great job, Toastmaster Akshaya. Really great attempt, and I'm glad that your internet connection was able to fight through this. Now, I would like another person to volunteer. The first name I see is Bhargav. He's, I think, one of the non-role takers whose name pops up on my Zoom screen. So, Bhargav, would you like to take a try?
Sure.
Go for it.
Sure.
All right. Please select a number between 1 and 15.
I'll take 13.
Okay, very nice. Lucky number for you. Would you rather forget who you are when it rains, or never be able to remember why you walked into a room?
Never be. Can you repeat it? The first thing
would you rather forget who you are when it rains?
Okay.
Or never be able to remember why you walked into a room? Let's say you walk into a room with a one-on-one with your manager and you forgot why you walked in. Or when it rains, you
Okay,
forget
yeah.
who you are. So between these two, you have to select.
I think the second thing sounds so gross, so I want to go with the first one. I mean, and I'm a person who likes rains. I mean, so right from while I was a kid, I used to love the smell of rain, right? So the only two smells I like in this world is smell of rain and smell of petroleum products. I mean, it really intoxicates me. I mean, who would like the smell of fresh Indian monsoon, that muddy, earthy flavor smell, right? And yeah, so when it rains, right? I like to enjoy the rains. I like to get out, dance in the rain, or just get lost somewhere and never come back to some shelter when it rains. But then there's some things which always inhibit me from doing that. Like while I was a kid, my mom used to say, don't just go and play in the rain, you'll catch cold. There's so many factors which control your urge to go and play in the rain. I mean, when you're an adult, you have so many electronic gadgets in your pants. I mean, you might have a camera, or I mean, whenever you go out to enjoy the nature, go into the woods, but still you might have cameras and electronic gadgets. When it rains, you just again get into a shelter. So I would definitely want to be in a place where when it rains, I would forget who I am actually. Because when you forget who you are, you won't bother about your belongings, or you won't bother about what someone thinks, or you can be whatever you would like to be, right? So that is what I want to be when it rains. And yeah, might be make some boats, paper boats, and just leave it in the on those flooded roads, or anything I want to do when it rains. So yeah.
All right. So do you guys want me to have one more speech, or do you guys want to move on to the next session? Because I think we are running little bit 5 minutes beyond time. So I would like to ask the timer. Timer, is it fine if we go on with another speech? Or timer?
Yes, we can actually.
We can?
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. So who would like to go next? Anybody from the non-role takers? I see Kavitha has already gone for it. I think we are just left with the role takers, and we are left with Rohit Saluja as well, Toastmaster Rohit Saluja. Although he has to come and give a long speech for us regarding pathways. Would you like to try this session out? Like, I believe.
Why not? I'm always game.
All right. All right. All right. So with that being said, would you like to select a number between 1 and 15?
No, I want you to select it for me.
Really? So I believe that you interest people with a lot of decisions. But when I ask you this question, don't ask me to select, would you rather?
Yeah, that's my child.
That decision has to be made by you. So, all right. I'll select a very nice one for you. This is pretty, I consider this pretty deep. Would you rather possess all the knowledge about outer space and beyond, or know all the hidden secrets of the world from civilizations to governments?
A lot of years ago, all of us were convinced that the earth is flat. Weren't we? I see a few nodding heads, so I want to ask people who are actually nodding, were you alive? Good afternoon, Toastmasters. I think I gave my answer away in that one statement, but let me just reiterate. Knowing the secrets of the universe, it's a very good proposal, but I'm not going to last more than 80 years. And what if I know that there's a black hole which is trillions of light years away from me? How is it going to impact me? I'm not attracted towards it.
It's not going to get me some money that I can spend on probably a new motorcycle. But I think if I know a few secrets of the government, I might have a more, I'll say, challenging, but as well as adventurous life, where there are so many people who are after me to extract that information out of me. But that also puts me in a position where probably I can have a big 40-acre villa, probably with a helipad at the back, guarded by probably the SAS or the US Marines or the RAW. I don't know. And wouldn't that be something to live for? Well, maybe I think so. But what I actually am focusing on is something that I can use for myself, something that helps me personally, not in a selfish way, but in a self-interest. I think that is something that I'll want. Universe, there are still a lot of people who are looking for it. I don't want to disappoint them by knowing it all. Back to you, Arjun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rohit, for this nice speech which you made. Thank God you made the decision on your own and not interest me with more decisions. With that being said, I guess it's time to wrap up the table topic session. I'm really sorry if I missed out on some people, probably because I was in a hurry to get volunteers. So I had to select some whatever came on my screen. I actually selected them randomly. With that being said, I would like to start the voting for Toastmaster table topic session. Basically, it is the link where we vote who gave the best speech. And I would like everybody to go to the chat window and from there select the best speaker for today. I'll give you 1 minute. I'll allow the timer to please take a record. Please make sure that only 1 minute is used up for this voting process. Do we have all the votes in? Can we? All right, so it's confirmed that we have all the votes. With that, I would like to conclude today's table topic session. We'll now move on to the more interesting session, which is something very essential for our new joinees. Today, we have with us the distinguished Toastmaster Rohit, who will help us go through pathways and what goes behind selecting your pathway. DTM Rohit Saluja is currently pursuing engaging humor and also presentation mastery. He's also been our previous division director. He is a software developer of Cisco with an experience of 4.5 years. With that, I would like to bring Toastmaster Rohit to the stage and help us learn about pathways.
Thank you so much, Arjun. It's really heart-filling that I'm back to the club. I've missed the club, the entire energy, like I said previously. So I'm here to talk about pathways, although I don't want to say, but I've got bored of the entire topic. But I was actually in the state that all of you are currently about a few years back when the entire plan of pathways was introduced to Toastmasters, and I really resonate with the feeling that we all feel lost. There is just so much, and we feel, how do I find that way forward so that I'm getting what I'm paying for? Let's be honest, we all are paying money for this and we want to get something out of it. And having that slightly Indian mentality, we always want to get a little bit extra out of, if we have spent 1,000 rupees also, we want to get 1,001 rupees worth back. So pathways is that thing for me that brought that extra value, what I wanted to learn. But before I dive into the presentation that I made, I want all of you to go into the, okay, I have to, so I am going to give you a link, provided I can find the chat. I want all of you to go to this link and just open it in your browser, or your phone, your laptop, any browser. Just be there. I want to ask a few things from you before I get into my presentation so that I can help facilitate the entire presentation a little more. Once you're there on the link, it's not going to ask you for any login or anything. Just do a thumbs up or a heart, something. So I know that there are 15 people who are ready on the link. Cool. We'll just wait a couple of minutes. What I want to understand and what I want to share with each and every one of you is that one, what is the biggest elephant in the room for you? Where do you feel is the biggest black hole where your thoughts just get sucked into it and you don't find an answer out of it? And obviously try and answer those questions. I saw the poster saying if you have any questions about pathways, this is the guy. I'll try my best. That's all I will say. So let me move to the first thing that I usually start with. How are you feeling today? Do you have an escalation which has bothered you, or you're happy that it's Friday, or you're just a little bit pulled down that it's COVID and I just want to travel, the shutdown is nearby, Christmas is nearby, Diwali just went by, or really there is one person who says, can I go to sleep? Really? I mean, you can. All I'll say is wait for like 30 minutes. After that, you can go and sleep. I'm not going to say anything. Cool. So a lot of people want to travel. A lot of people are happy that it's Friday. Okay. A little bit more important question. What is it that you want to learn? And I'm not asking anything specific to Toastmasters or pathways. No. I'm asking what is it that you want to learn in your life at this moment? I'm not asking what did you want to learn 10 years back when you came out of college, or 2 years back when you were new in the industry, or you have been in the industry for 10 years. What do you want to learn after 2 years? But I'm also not asking, guys, don't like specifically put things that I can't relate to Toastmasters. I'm like juggling 5 balls. I mean, I have an answer for you, but that's okay. I asked you what you want to learn, and I don't have balls, otherwise I would have tried myself. Juggling, guitar, being positive, learning to communicate and speak freely, punctuality, learn to deal with difficult situations. Are others confused, or others typing that big of an answer that they're still typing? Public speaking, overcome my anxiety. Interesting. Why I'm asking this question specifically to all of you is that for me, I have realized that whatever I wanted to learn, I have found a way to either practice or get feedback from Toastmasters. And when I say that, even something like juggling 5 balls or guitar. Now, these are not skills that you typically resonate with Toastmasters. But for a moment, just think, if you want to be good at guitar, it's not just about playing the right chords or playing the right notes. It's also about presentation. How do you interact with people? How do you form a band? How do you keep all the problems of a band away? How do you find gigs? How do you talk to people to find gigs? How do you collaborate with people for new albums? There are so many things just around one guitar. Just think about those things, and suddenly you'll start feeling that, okay, when I say guitar, it's not just that small string instrument that has 5 strings or 6 strings. There are so many more things around it that we don't think about. And that is where, for me, Toastmasters has always come into the picture. I wanted to be a better graphic designer, and Again, graphic designing, not one of those things that you relate with Toastmasters, but when you think about it, there's a role called Vice President Public Relations. And just think a little bit deeper that what does that person do actually? Communicates through visual medium, somewhere relating to graphic designing suddenly. That is how I believe that if you can think what you want to learn, you will definitely find a way in Toastmasters and pathways to achieve it. You might not learn the core skill, but there will be so many skills around it that will just complement the core skill that you learn. Someone trying to be know it all, everything. I think Arjun knows the secrets of the universe, and probably he's the right guy for knowing everything. I want to be efficient at work while communicating with people in my life. I want to learn how to handle my son. Very interesting. I've been a son. I can tell you will never learn it. Who is 8 years old, and when he is angry and behaving abnormally without beating him and losing my temperament. Okay, without promoting. If he's being a trouble, don't hesitate to beat him up. And I'm telling that from my personal experience. And all the smiling faces, I see you people, I see the pain that is there because it has happened in your past also. So there's no way around that. Let me come back to what pathways is. Pathways in all is that framework that provides us that one path that we can take to reach our destination. Think about it in a way that when you're going to a destination for a trip or a trek or a vacation, you think about a destination that I want to go to Kuala Lumpur this year for my vacation. You have a destination. You might just probably take the simplest route. I'll catch a flight from Bangalore. There's a direct flight to Kuala Lumpur. While I've reached Kuala Lumpur, and you'll just go around that place. But there are different other ways. What if I tell you there's a way, if you have the time and money, there's a way through Myanmar by road that goes to Kuala Lumpur. I know I might be sounding very crazy, but if the purpose is to have fun and have a great adventure, why not take that route? I'm just suggesting that's one of the ways. What if I tell you there's a ship that you can board from Chennai and that will sail you to Kuala Lumpur? Someone can have a different experience altogether. That is how pathways is. We all have our goals, and there are different ways you can achieve those goals, those destinations. Pathways is just that one path that you take to reach somewhere else, and you take another path to go somewhere else from there. And that is how you weave your entire path in Toastmasters. These are the 11 paths broadly that I'm flashing in front of you that are there in Toastmasters. Pause for a moment. If you want, close your eyes and just think about one thing that you want to achieve from the previous slide that I just showed. What you want to achieve that you feel can fit into these. Let me also try to give it a shot. So, juggling 5 balls, I can simply put it to presentation mastery. Okay, you might not be learning how to speak, but when you're juggling your balls, it's not just about juggling them. You're trying to convey something. It could be not a message, it could be simple entertainment. When someone is a magician, the purpose is to entertain. Learning that purpose and trying to develop everything around that purpose makes you a better artist. And that's where I can put it. Being positive. Being positive is, I think you're at the right place. So if you're not being positive in Toastmasters with all the different weird jokes that we try to crack when I'm trying engaging humor, there's no better place. Trust me, you will eventually end up paying some money for some stand-up comedian. That's it. But it's a community where we all try to help each other out. I have had difficult situations in my life, and I found a Toastmaster who has helped me come out of it. Punctuality. I want to say, please give this person the sergeant at arms role. And if this person is not on time in the meeting, please beat him up. I mean, don't do it in office, no HRCs and all, but you get the general idea. Learn to understand people better. That is one of the goals that I wanted to learn. And I actually picked up a path called strategic relationships. It's right here. This path actually helps you hone your interpersonal communication skills. And through this path, I found different ways how I could be part of networking events and not feel awkward, honestly, going there because I didn't know how to start a conversation. Or it also puts you into positions where you are taking roles and you are responsible for delivering certain aspects. It could be an event, it could be a task that is given to you. Strategic relationships is that one path that you can probably take if you want to learn how to understand people better. Public speaking, again, can fall in engaging humor or presentation mastery. You want to work more efficiently at work while communicating with people in your life. Again, you can think about a few ways to do this because it's a very broad thing that I can think of. One obviously is presentation mastery. We talk to each other as developers, as engineers, as salesmen, as HR, as in our role, we talk to a lot of people. And the minute you start optimizing that communication in itself, you will feel your efficiency and productivity has gone up. Presentation mastery is one of them. Something that you can think about is dynamic leadership. Although you might say, okay, I'm not a leader in my role, I'm just a normal engineer, something that resonates with me. But it's not about whether you're a manager or a team leader, it's just those traits that you display. Some traits you like about your colleague, and if you see the same traits in your manager, you'll be like, huh, this is why this person is a great leader. But those traits are what is at the heart. So try and learn those skills, and these will involve understanding people better, honing your communication skills, probably something to do with handling difficult situations or conflict management. And all these are small nitty-gritties that will help you optimize your workflow in your own ways. Because I feel we can write code. I'm a programmer, so I can say I can write code day in and day out, but the minute I have to get it into a review is the place where I say that my productivity has gone down. But if I optimize the entire flow, suddenly I'm churning out more bugs and I'm churning out more features. That's just one way of looking at it. For someone who wants to learn everything, there are these 11 paths. Each path has $15. You can pay up for them. And that is everything for you. Ajay, I can't tell you the name of that person, but probably you can tell Toastmasters that someone will be paying up for all 11 paths pretty soon. Now, I've told you what different parts are. Let me talk about what are the different levels in these. There are 5 levels in all for each path, not for complete pathways. For each path, the first level is learning your fundamentals, and these fundamentals are that very basic things that you need to incorporate in your general life, not just pathways. You need to know how to break the ice with someone. You need to know how to incorporate feedback that has been given to you. It could be speech, it could be juggling. When you're juggling the balls, there might be feedback how to do it better, or in guitar, how to play the chords better or how to play that piece better. And it is also important that you're able to evaluate someone, give them constructive feedback, not criticism, but feedback. And you can learn how to research and learn new things. Then you come into understanding your style. Whenever you think about a great person, think about it that what do you like about that person? It could be, even it could be Hitler or Napoleon, someone on those lines. But what do you like? And then when you have pinpointed that one or two things that you really like about that person, think, do you find that in someone else? 99% of the times you will find that in someone else, but you don't like that someone else. You like this one person only. It's because the style in which they do things. One of the people that I really like in terms of public speaking is Barack Obama, but not because his words are too good or he is very pinpointed or that yes we can was such a big thing. No, it's just his style, the way he carries himself. It's something unique to him. It's not that someone else has not created that great an impact. Nelson Mandela had an equally impactful speech, but somewhere I like Barack Obama a little more. The next level is you're now trying to increase your knowledge base. You're now trying to understand some advanced topics, deep dive into that one path that you have chosen. For example, if you have chosen strategic relationships, the initial fundamentals and learning your style is more revolving around understanding people. But then you dive into the advanced knowledge basis of how do you network. That's a completely different ball game. How do you go into a networking event, talk to someone you have never seen in your life, and just strike a conversation with them? Something very unique. But those are the advanced skills that you start increasing, and going forward, you start building those skills. Because it's not you do it once, you're a master. You have to do it again and again. And one example that I have been thinking from the start is this particular meeting for me is a practice only, right? I can't say I'm the expert in pathways. There are so many people who are out there. But it's just that I'm keep practicing my presentation skills that I'm giving it to you. And that's how I'm going to keep building the entire skill set that I have, right? And last but not the least, when you reach level 5, those are some projects that might take a while. And when I say that, those are really, really advanced topics. It's not just about basic advanced. They take you to a legendary level if you invest that much time. Those are topics that force you to do a little bit extra rather than just giving a speech. One of those projects is giving that I did is speaking professionally. Now that is you have to give a keynote address in for 15 to 20 minutes in a corporate setup, any setup that you like. But I realized that I had to give probably, I think, 4 such speeches before I was content enough that, you know, I think I'm decent at it. And I'll tell you why. The first time I gave this project, I never realized that someone can get so thirsty while speaking, which I'm feeling now. We never pay attention to this want of water when we are giving 5-minute speeches. And that is one thing that I really realized from just one speech. I had to go through it 4 times to actually realize even more deeper concepts when you're trying to speak professionally. And that is where level 5 projects really take you deep. And once you come out of level 5, you can actually claim that, you know what, I think I'm proficient in strategic relationships. It's You're not the expert. You're saying you're proficient, which means you think you're good enough. And in a nutshell, that is what pathways is. It's not that big a cloud that you have to you're scared of, that if it comes over you, it will start raining. No. What I told you in advance also, if you know your destination, you can actually find your way. And it might be that you might not be able to find the right way all alone. You might have to reach out to some people who have been in the system, who understand pathways or Toastmasters a little bit better. But trust me, when I say this, I've been a Toastmaster for 3.5 years. I became a distinguished Toastmaster around a year back. Yes, around a year back. And I have learned so much out of Toastmasters, and that's the reason I still stay in Toastmasters, is because I was able to imagine it and there was someone who was able to show the way to me. There are a few useful links, and you can browse those links when I share the entire deck with you. It's a very small deck, but these are the links that you really need to kickstart your entire pathways journey. The first link is an overview about pathways. You can go into each project and it gives you a very high level summary of what each project has in store for you. The second one is actually an assessment. You might be feeling that how do I pick a path from all the 11 paths suddenly, and I have no clue what these paths are. There is an actual assessment that Toastmaster provides where you can fill in what you want to learn, different questions that are very personal to you. Don't try to think it from a generic perspective. Very personal to you. And the more personal answers you fill, the better the path that will be suggested to you. It's a questionnaire that takes close to 15-20 minutes, and it presents you with 3 options, the best and 2 other options. what the tool feels is the best pick for you from all the paths that are existing. But you still have an option to go to the other remaining 8 paths and pick one of those. But remember, don't do it all by yourself. You're not alone in Toastmasters. If you have any confusion, reach out to the people who have been there as part of the club. Arjun is there, Akshaya is there, Abhijit is there, Hind is there. You can reach out to these people, talk to them, understand a little bit more. You still feel confused. I'm there myself. If you give me a call, I'm not going to say no to you. Ajay is there, and Ajay can connect you with so many more people who are there in the Toastmasters community. And you will find that one person definitely who you can resonate with, that probably this is what I wanted to learn. Like one person who said that that person wanted to learn to understand people, I resonate with that person. And what are the odds that I find that person within a group of 16 people? So it's not that hard. And to be honest, that's all that I had in my presentation for pathways. There's not much of gyan that I can honestly give you, but trust me, it might seem like a hazy path at first, like one of those foggy mornings when you have just started the trek and you have no clue where you're going, but you're just following the trek lead because you paid for that trip. But the time the entire fog starts to fade away, that is when you will start realizing that the landscape that you're headed to is actually what you were looking for at the first place. And if not, it's still a beautiful landscape. There's nothing for you to lose. As you can see, it is question answers now, and you can go back to the same link. You can post your questions there, and I will answer as many questions as I can. So the first question, how do you keep your motivation up? Do you want the buttery answer, or do you want the honest, heartfelt answer? See, the buttery answer is you're always pumped for Toastmasters. But the heartfelt answer is that it doesn't happen always. I've been Toastmaster for 3.5 years. I've had so many dips where I felt like, you know what, I don't want to do this. Even as division director, I had those moments. But the only way to keep myself, what I did to myself, and to keep yourself motivated, and this is very personal to me, is I kept myself in a role of responsibility. And that is something that drives me. I was a division director, and even if I felt a dip, right, I had that responsibility of taking care of 22, 23 clubs. And that drove me. You have to find your way. If you are someone who wants to give speeches, keep your destination in your mind again. What is it that you wanted to learn? If it makes it easier, write it down somewhere. Probably use a digital notebook or a physical notebook, or you use some form of notes. Just write it down somewhere. Use a sticky note, stick it on your monitor or laptop. So you remember, why did you start? I hope I answer that question. You can just go there, write your questions, or you can always unmute yourself and ask your question. It's Toastmasters at the end of the day.
I actually have a question, Rohit.
Yes.
Do you think that due to this virtual setup, something that we hear quite often from members is that I might not be gaining the best that I can from here because it's a virtual setup? Do you think it's the same? Do you think learning is limited because we are here talking to our laptops instead of talking to a crowd?
The way I look at it is, and again, today's meeting is the best example for me. Do you think I would have got a chance to talk to someone in Dublin ever? But I've got that opportunity here. We have members from Dublin. Yes, in a way, the learning is not limited, but it's different. And we always tend to go with the fact that if it is different, I can't define it, it is limited. But that's not the case. When I come into a virtual meeting, I look at the laptop as a tool that is going to be used for ages to connect with people. Because you might not be able to travel. There might be restrictions, time restrictions. You have big CEOs, CFOs who have a time limitation that they can't travel. And laptop is the only way they can connect with their customers, they can connect with the stakeholders. The way I look at it is, if you can't be the best on your laptop, you might lose millions of business. Probably not now, down the line, when you are a director, a VP, or a CXO in your career. I hope that answers your question. Guys, if you're not going to ask me questions, I will have to ask you questions. I will have to turn around the AMA. And I'm telling you, I will ask questions on the basis of your backgrounds. So those who have fancy virtual backgrounds, you are my primary soft targets. I will actually, okay, I'm not asking me questions. Okay, I'm not going to put you all in a spot like I have put Arjun and Shreya before. I hope all of you had something to learn from the entire presentation. And if you still have some questions, you can drop a message to me. You can give me a call. You can get my number through anyone here. I mean, not everyone, anyone. Ajay can share it with you. And don't hesitate to just drop me a message, even if you feel it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Okay, on second thought, probably not 2 a.m. A little earlier or a little later, but if you feel it's that important, why not? Thank you so much for inviting me, and I had really fun talking to all of you. And all the best for your Toastmasters and Pathways journey. I hope all of you go back and just log into Toastmasters, choose your first path, and have fun. Thank you so much. Back to you, Arjun.
Thank you, Rohit, for letting us know what pathways actually mean and also helping us know the deeper meaning, because even I have selected a pathway. And I'll be honest, I haven't been that active in pursuing all the levels, but you just made me realize that having a sense of responsibility is very important, and achieving something in the end is the key goal. With that being said, now it's time to move on to the evaluation segment of the meeting. I would quickly call upon our Toastmaster, Ram Ongole, for the general evaluation. Toastmaster Ram, please, would you like to proceed the evaluation?
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. I'll start off by inviting each of the members of my team to present their evals first. And then, since we did not have evaluations for the people who took up the role of table topic speakers, I'll provide brief summaries. May I call upon the timer to get started?
Thank you, Ram. So coming to the role description part, Philip, you took 1 minute 30 seconds. That's pretty good. You could have utilized the last 30 seconds as well. Shreya, it was a little bit long, as in 5 minutes 30 seconds, but I think some new people are there and you have had to introduce those people. So I think it's fair enough. It's good. Arjun, it was 1 minute 30 seconds for your introduction part. Ram, it was pretty good, 17 seconds during your introduction. Hind, you took 1 minute 23 seconds. Good. Sumedh, it was 2 minutes. And I think the stipulated time was 1 minute, so it was a little bit longer than the stipulated time. Coming to the table topic, Konrad, you took 1 minute 35 seconds. Really good. Kavitha, you took 1 minute, exactly 1 minute. Ajay, you took 1 minute 22 seconds. Akshaya, it was 1 minute 45 seconds. Really good. Bhargav, it was 1 minute 52 seconds. Again, really good. Rohit, 1 minute 50 seconds. Really good. Yeah, that's it from the timer side.
Thank you for the summary, Hillol, Toastmaster Hillol.
Thank you.
I ask the next person, Toastmaster Hind, to talk about what your experience was with all of the accounting.
Thank you, Generally Evaluator Toastmaster Ram. I don't know how people manage to give the total number of CRPF, because I have this sheet where I have many markings, but I don't know how to sum those up so quickly. So I'm not going to give an ballpark number even. I'll go over people and let you know what I felt about your role. Let me begin with TTM himself, because that was one of the biggest roles. Toastmaster Arjun had very few CRPFs used for the amount of time he spoke, but his main problem was with repetitions and fillers. And fillers were primarily used to connect sentences. So as soon as he would end a sentence and had to start another one, he'd be like, and, then. So those would not really add anything to it, and they would be very independent phrases which need not require any relation to each other. That was the primary problem with Toastmaster Arjun when it comes to CRPF. Next up is our timer. Hillol, for you, the biggest trouble again was filler words, and problem was pretty much similar to that of Toastmaster Arjun. I would like to emphasize that SAA and GE had very less words being, very less CRPS being used. Although I have just one advice for SAA. Whenever you speak, I understand that you have it very sorted in your head, but if you speak way too fast, it might happen that it's not entirely received by the listener, and which was partly the case today. I could not pick out any CRPFs, but then it was running at breakneck speed. My next review is for table topic speaker number 1, Konrad. Konrad, your biggest challenge is to deal with crutch words. Whenever you have to begin a sentence, you begin with a So what am I going to speak now? That's where your sentence begins with. And in the order of trouble that I put CRPF in, crutch words is above pauses. So if you are confused what to speak, consider taking a pause and thinking and then speaking. Next up, Akshaya. Akshaya, I would call your hellos a repetition. So you kept on going hello, hello, hello. And if not counting for that, your speech was amazing. It had practically no CRPFs, just one filler at one point. The same would be said for Ajay and Rohit. Your table topic speeches were amazing. Very little use of CRPF, and here and there were a couple of them which I would just not mind mentioning. Bhargav, your biggest challenge is with crutch words and repetitions. When you begin a sentence, it happens sometimes that you have not completely formed the thought. So you go back and begin it again. Consider working on that. That sums it up. I think I missed out the presiding officer, but now that I'm running out of time, I will let her know of the meeting. Thank you very much, everybody. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hind. I'll ask the grammarian Toastmaster Sumedh to present his report.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. At the end, I just realized that in this meet, all of us made small mistakes with respect to the way we were speaking, which was pointed out by our counters, but we actually kept our scripts pretty simple. We did not go for the roof at this in this meet. We just kept it to what we already know, and therefore there were not many grammatical mistakes that were made throughout the meeting. There were a lot of us and ums, but not grammatical mistakes. And one other point which I observed was, if there was a grammatical mistake, I think in one instance, Shreya actually said something wrong, and then she went back and corrected that. So that is something that people, they just can't accept themselves making a wrong statement, which is grammatically incorrect. So somewhere that is a very good thing. And as a grammarian, I acknowledge all of that. Having said that, there were one or two small things which I just wanted to point out. There was this one sentence wherein Shreya just looked at the timer and it was red, and she said the red card has been flashing at me. I think that could be rephrased in a better way. Red card by itself does not flash at you, someone was. So the guy who was the timer has to be flashing the red card to you. Then the timer, coming to the timer part, he said, I wish I will learn a lot. You either wish or you will. You can't wish I will. So just choose one of them. I hope you will, right? So yeah, small mistakes, but, and then while you were giving your evaluation, you said new peoples, 1 minute, 30 seconds. I think that just came out as and as you were trying to give your evaluation and you were speaking impromptu. So some things that we can take a look at and you can analyze for your own self. Apart from that, there was a line which was said, I have a very fun session for you. If you want to convey that you have a very exciting session, maybe we can actually come up with a better line for it. I just thought, although grammatically speaking, there might not be much of a mistake there, I just wanted to say that our thesis statements should be way better than the base level that English language prescribes. So apart from this, I think we have all done a good job mastering basic English. What we want to do is move up a notch and try words that we are not pretty comfortable with, because that is the way we are going to learn. So thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Ram.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sumedh. To wrap up the session, I'll share some feedback that other people in my team did not share. I'll start with, this is about the general meeting. I'll also have some comments about the participants who within the table topic sessions. Presiding Officer Shreya, it will be good form to talk about the mission of the club before you get on to other things. For people, Bhargav, who did not receive any feedback from my team, there's a nice start, very relaxed body language, very good gestures. One area I suggest that he can challenge himself is maybe to work on the structure of his speech. So this is an impromptu speech. Toastmaster Akshay, you shaped up like a really good storyteller, very spontaneous, you build things on the fly. You can challenge yourself by using pauses so that your message is more polished. Sounded more like a monologue. And if you paused a little bit, there'll be better impact, I think, on the audience. I'm sorry, I don't know if Kavitha is a guest or a Toastmaster. So the only thing I wanted to comment on was during the time you were speaking, our camera was focused elsewhere. It was hard really to see all of your expressions. I think you can also benefit. Your speech will be a lot better if you use pauses for effect. Toastmaster Ajay, great speech, excellent pace in the speech, great voice modulation. I suggest use a few gestures. That will help a lot. And Toastmaster Rohit, great start again by engaging with the audience. First time I saw somebody use a question, even in an impromptu speech. Usually this comes off in prepared speeches pretty well, but I've not seen people get on to use this form in impromptu speeches, and this was fantastic. The one comment I had was perhaps you're looking to the camera, somehow your gaze seemed to be looking downward. Now it looks fine. I was looking for the white of the eye and I couldn't see enough of it. So maybe the camera was focused off, and that's maybe something to look at. The other thing, I thought you were a great speaker because you moved really nicely away from the topic when you filled up all of the segment. But the question that Arjun asked, you didn't answer that, or you didn't get too much into it. but you engaged all of the audience. So in good technique, good speaking form, and thank you. That's about what I had. Thank you, guys. So Toastmaster of the day, if you will go ahead and take up the rest of it.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ram, for the lovely evaluation session. With that, I would like to announce, okay, so we have another voting session, which is for the best speaker for Toastmaster. So there is another voting link where we are going to vote among the role takers. So please go to your chat window, go on this link and please select a winner. And then I'll announce the results of the table topic session as well as the best speaker. So please kindly cast your votes on the Chrome. Timer, please give 1 minute to everybody in this meeting. All right. So we have results for both the contests. Voting is over right now. The winner for the table topic session, any guesses? Anybody would like to guess? Across the room.
Mr. Saluja.
Okay, we have one for Rohit. Anyone else?
Akshaya.
Okay, one for Akshaya as well. Nobody else wants to vote?
Akshaya, 2 for Akshaya.
Oh, very nice. I guess I won't waste further time. The winner is actually Toastmaster Ajay, the director. So congratulations, Toastmaster Ajay, on his lovely speech.
Thank you.
Now, winner for the best evaluator. Any guesses, everyone?
Mr. Ongole.
Okay. All right.
Ram.
Okay. So I can see the entire sentiment across the room is aligning with Ram's name. So the winner is Toastmaster Ram. Congratulations. All right. So I guess I'm finally done with the proceedings of the meeting. I would like to hand over the dice to Toastmaster Shreya, our presiding officer. Please, Toastmaster Shreya.
Thank you, Arjun, for beautifully navigating this meeting of today. I know that we are quite late on time, so let me hurry up with my closing remarks. Firstly, Toastmaster Rohit, it's always amazing to have you back. We cannot wait to have you in our meetings. But that's not all. I thought today would be a meeting that would help the newcomers in our club. But as your presentation went on, I realized that what you're talking about is something that applies to even me, like looking at a destination and going to that path. Somewhere along the Toastmasters journey, I believe that a lot of us have lost the sight of the final destination. There's some haze there. So I think getting reminded about that was really cool. And overall, it's, again, as I said, it's amazing to have you. It reminds us of our journey so far from when we initiated. So thank you so much. And thank you, Hind. Before we close, I think I want to hand it over to Ajay for a minute to talk about an upcoming contest that we have. Ajay, please take over.
Thank you, Shreya. I'm sure many of you actually missed Olympics 2020, and Olympics is going to be happening again only in 2021. But if you really are looking to join Olympics and watch Olympics, look no further. Your wait comes to an end because we're bringing, from Division G, we're bringing you Olympia di Grande, which is going to be coming your way on the 6th of December from 3 to 7 p.m. in the evening. And there are 2 reasons why you must attend. To cheer your very own club members, Hind and Sumedh, who are going to be representing your club and Area G2 at the Division G contest. And also to witness all the other contestants and also to participate in fun activities. So this is a contest where everyone gets to participate. So please be there, Now I will post the registration link in the chat box right now. So make sure you register and don't miss the event. With that, I hand it back to Shreya. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ajay. Like he mentioned, if you guys remember, we had our club contest, I think, beginning of the year. And after that, we even had an area level contest. And we have winners, both the winners here in our club. So I think it's a personal request that let's all attend this meeting and, cheer on our leaders in the club here. Before I end the meeting, just one last final thing. I think our coming meeting will be on 11th December. So the link is up. Please register for all the different roles. It's 2 weeks away, so you guys will have enough time for the larger meatier roles also. And I would encourage the newcomers to, take a push and take a larger role for the meeting. That's all I had for the agenda. We all had a really fun meeting today. It was really great to see you all, and see you next time.